Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, and Job. Psalms and Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, and Hosea. Joel and Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. These are the books of the Bible, the wonderful books of the
The wife of a man from a group of the prophets came to Elisha. She said, "Your servant, my husband, is dead. You know he honored the Lord, but now the man he owes money to is coming to take my 2 boys. He will make them his slaves." This widow was in a desperate situation. According to the law, the person who was owed money had every right to make her family members work to pay off the outstanding debt. However, her creditor seems to have been going beyond the law by threatening to make her sons his slaves. If this were to happen, she would have no one to work her own land and take care of her, causing her to become even poorer than she already was. Her husband had been one of the prophets closely associated with Elisha, so he was an obvious person for her to approach for help. Elisha answered, "How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" The woman said, "I don't have anything there, except a pot of oil." Then Elisha said, "Go and get empty jars from all your neighbors. Don't ask for just a few. Then you must go into your house and close the door. Only you and your sons will be there. Then pour oil into all the jars, and set the full ones to one side." She left Elisha and shut the door. The widow and her sons were the only people in the house. As the boys brought the jars to her, she poured the oil. And when the jars were all full, she said to one of her sons, "Bring me another jar." But he said, "There are no more jars." And then the oil stopped flowing. The widow had to trust Elisha's words. It was not immediately obvious how a number of empty jars and a little bit of oil would solve her problem, but she obeyed. The neighbors, who were required by law to help this poor widow, provided her with nothing but empty jars. The miraculous flow of oil was not limited by the small jar from which it was poured. There was enough to fill all the empty jars provided. So the widow went back to Elisha, and Elisha said to her, "Go, sell the oil and pay what you owe. You and your sons can live on what is left." Olive oil was a very expensive product. By selling the oil, the widow had more than enough money to pay off her debt, prevent her sons from becoming slaves, and had enough left over to look after her family.
Colossians 3 verse 2. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Colossians 3 verse 2. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Colossians 3 verse 2. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things.